It's Madden NFL 24, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Commanders and the Eagles, and it comes your way next.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great win here, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the defending NFC champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here come the Eagles, the defending NFC champs, led out by a man who was the runner-up to Patrick Mahomes at MVP balloting a season ago. Of course, that's Jalen Hurts.
And it'll be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterback shake-off performances like he had last week, way too many interceptions, didn't throw a touchdown pass, team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
And you're trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. Now a man picked up on draft night this year, DeAndre Swift. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Here's Hurts to throw. That quick throw there is incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. The Commanders set to go to work on offense, and they've handed the controls to this man in his 2nd NFL season, former Tar Heel Sam Howell.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
2nd and 10, Howell. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and it blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill it for a loss.
Thomas has got it, complete. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. Greg Ward deep for Philadelphia. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Quez Watkins, the intended target.
And now it's third down.
You talk about this Washington defense.
They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Here's Howell. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Throwing here, Howell. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 15. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift to about the 33-yard line. The Eagles are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll run right here with Swift.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Kendall Fuller, boy, no problems for him on that play defensively. Really nice tackle for loss.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Throwing is Hurts.
He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
On 1st down, Hurts.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You talk about this Washington defense.
It's quite a unit, number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
No score after one on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down. Hurts. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Hurts sets up to throw it. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. He finds his man complete. It's Watkins.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Hurts. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaway.
Now Brown only lost the football, but it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
1st and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders at their own 22. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Second down, Hal now. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. And Hal will throw it. And incomplete on the deep ball. Oh, Thomas unable to reel that one in. And that'll bring up 2nd down. On the counter, Gibson gets by him at the 25. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
How about the show put out by these two defenses in this first half. The fireworks don't have to be just offensively. Neither one of them giving an inch, and that's good coverage once again there to force another fourth down.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away.
Here's Ward to return.
42-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Oh, good footwork on the spin. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. 3rd and 2.
They'll set up to throw.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's going to have the first down as they move into field goal range here at the 25-yard line.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Hurts throw there taken in by Smith.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
2nd down, here's Jalen Hurts.
He's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. They'll look to throw again.
These guys running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
A 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
The kick by Elliott is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports.
If you missed the first half, there's not much to get you caught up on. Just the lone field goal accounting for the entirety of the scoring. A 3-0 game to this point, as both defenses have been strong so far.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Just one field goal and a tightly played first half as we resume action here in quarter number 3. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. First chance for the Commanders offense now as they head out for their opening series of the second half. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come, their first drive of the third quarter. And Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Powell's throw complete to Dotson. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Now Howell. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop it.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. A give up the middle to Gibson. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. And
the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. That's sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
Another nice play there by Reddick. More evidence that sometimes a position change is exactly what a player needs. Totally reinvented as an edge rusher instead of playing linebacker. Second in the NFL with 16 sacks in his first season with the Eagles in 2022.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Now it's the backup Mariota. And pressure gets to him again. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line.
Here's Howell to throw on 2nd down. Short throw there, caught by Thomas. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Even if he doesn't replicate his big 2020 season, you still marvel at the work Thomas has done. Once a college quarterback, reinvented himself as a tight end, now in his 7th season at the position, and still getting first downs in the NFL.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Howell trying to pick it up on third. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will tie us at 3-3. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call there, opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
And Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoid of action because these two defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Hurts.
This short throw caught by Goddard. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Holding offense.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hurts. Yeah, to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. Well, at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Now 2nd and 3. Faking the handoff, Howell. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Jahan Dotson,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Commanders have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. Well, I think we both got to thinking the team that scores the first TD may be the one to win this football game. And here we go. Our first touchdown, and it comes in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and it's a testament that both of these defenses were able to hold the line this long. But now, on the other side of the field, they've got to be thinking if they got it done, we should be able to punch one in ourselves.
The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead is now 10-3.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
And out come the Eagles.
And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground.
Jonathan Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Watkins. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
And it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Play action. Here's Hurts. And that's out to the flat for Swift.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it. Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Oh, looked like they got someone to jump there. And if that's the case, this will be a 1st down.
Defense.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
Now it's 1st and 10 after a costly penalty there on 4th down. They'll drop to throw. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
2nd down, goal to go. Second down, here's Hurts.
And it's caught.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for two here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flag to catch.
They do tack on the extra point as well, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
Byron Pringle now to return it. This taken in right around the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And the Washington offense heading out. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now. But this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Howell to throw. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Here's Howell. Gets this to Gibson.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. 2nd down, Howell now. Pass complete, Thomas. Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts,
as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Howell looking to throw again. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Commanders first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Howell. Throw out wide is incomplete.
A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football in the field.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th.
Boy, that's a big-time letdown there. You work yourself in position to win the game, but the kick winds up no good. And now you've got to regroup as a team, get the energy back up, and get ready for overtime. And make sure you bump him up, too. He may be needed to try and win it again later.
Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. This from Tom Dempsey range here. Does he have the distance? He does. It's good. My goodness, he hits it from the parking lot as time expires. And the Eagles are going to win the football game. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And this one won't be remembered for many offensive fireworks, but they did enough to get the job done.
And that's why it's a team